how much you ended up making. Was it last week was your biggest week?
Last week I got 1.6 last week.
That's big.
First week in May, 1.6. I cannot believe it. And up to then, my biggest month has been March, which was like 1.3 thousand. I was seeing the figures that other people were earning, and I was like, if they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
That was kind of my attitude. When I was away on my hen do, actually, in Dublin, I made more that weekend than what I'd spent. And I hadn't posted once all weekend. So I come home and I'm checking it thinking, how have I just earned like all that? And so moments like that for me, I'm like, yeah, this is working. This is like, to earn more than what you've just spent on a weekend away is incredible.
So Lisa, if you want to give the people kind of a bit of a background about who you are, what you do, and where you come from, who's Lisa?
Well, I'm 42-year-old working mum. I work full time, got 2 kids, well, 4 kids really, I've got 4 teenagers. Last year, I went on a bit of a wellness journey. So I started Monjaro, I think a lot of people have done. Got into TikTok because I was wanting to learn more about it. The thing with me is when I start something new, I just want to know everything about it. Like I research it, look at everything. So set up a secret account, got on TikTok, learned all about Monjaro, started it. And then I started seeing everything about digital marketing. And I started dabbling a little bit in digital marketing, but then saw more of TikTok Shop. And I thought, I might be able to do this. This looks quite interesting. So that's really how I got into it. I just, came across it. I'd never really used TikTok before. It was all very new to me back in like June last year. But as I say, I was completely secret account.
I mean, to be honest, back then there was a lot of weight loss products that were on TikTok. So I'm not surprised you kind of found your way into this space if you were looking into Monjaro, because that was heavily marketed.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But even some of my posts back then, because I was like posting like this week's weight loss and things like that, I was getting violations for that. And it was like, your post has been taken down. You can't mention weight loss and things. So I don't know how some people get away with obviously talking about weight loss, but that's kind of what led me into TikTok Shop. And I thought I can maybe do this. I'll have a go, because my full-time job, it's really full on, hard going. And I just wanted something different. You know, your priorities change, I think, as you get older as well. And
for sure.
I don't want to be stuck by other people's rules. I wanted to be a bit more flexible.
So when did you actually kind of start TikTok Shop? Do you know when your kind of first video posted was?
Yeah, it was back in September.
Okay.
So in September, I didn't make any money. But I only literally did a few videos. It was just, I can't remember what I did them on. I think I started off doing things like The Ordinary, and I was looking around the house. What have I got? What have I got that I can put on? I actually found my bathroom shelves. That's been one of my biggest sellers actually at the beginning. So my bathroom shelves that I've got. Yeah, I just did like a really random little video. And when I look back now, I think, God, it's awful. But it brings me income still to this day from October.
Crazy.
So actually, I think sometimes, it's your videos that are just really quick, really simple. They bring it. It's like my sweetie video, the one that's my kind of my viral one that I got. It's had, I think, 1.2 million up to now. I look at it now, I think it's crap. It's not a very good video. It's literally me opening a box saying like, oh my God, I've been scammed. And it's done amazing. And I've sold thousands of them off that rubbish little video.
That's it. I think there's a misconception around the fact that like, oh, your videos need to tick every single box every single time to go viral. Like there's styles that work for different accounts. And like, if you find something that works, that's low effort, you know, that doesn't mean to say you weren't deserving of it. It's just that you've done something right you probably don't know of. But going back to September and kind of that time in Q4 when you didn't have a great month and didn't make many sales, what do you think you were struggling with like the most back then?
Probably just like product selection, editing, just a bit of everything really. I didn't really know what I was doing. Obviously, I just saw other videos and I'm thinking, I'll just do a bit of that. And now, like when I look at them, I think definitely like the lighting was rubbish. I'm not really showing the product very much. You can really critique yourself, I think, can't you? When you look back, you see how far you've come. But definitely, I think it was product selection. I was just a bit like posting 1 or 2 videos, moving on, posting 1 or 2 videos, moving on. Whereas that's not really the right strategy to have.
No, for sure. So when you first started in September, you were probably kind of anticipating that you'd make some money. So not having that return and, you know, posting the videos, like how did that kind of make you feel mentally after that?
I was more determined because I thought I was seeing the figures that other people were earning. And I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. So that was kind of my attitude. Nice. And I carried on. And in October, it was like £3.64. or something. It was still like horrendous. But the feeling I got when I made my first sale, honestly, it was like I just got £10,000. You know what I mean? Even though it was a couple of quid, I was so excited. And that spurred me on like massively because I was like, see, can do it. Can do it. Like I've made a sale. So I was really, really chuffed.
100%. Now, following on from that first sale and that low month you had when you started, now tell the people kind of how much you ended up making. Was it last week was your biggest week, wasn't it?
Yeah. So last week I got 1.6 last week.
That's big.
So first week in May, 1.6. I cannot believe it. And up to then, my biggest month has been March, which was like 1.3 thousand.
Crazy.
So to do that in a week, I was just like...
Big. I mean, how does it feel to kind of beat your best month in a single week by that much?
Incredible. Like it doesn't feel like real. And it's almost like, because I'm a big believer in fate and things like that. And we've got our wedding obviously in a couple of weeks and honeymoon. I've had a bit of a tough time lately with work and not being paid, you know, full pay and things like that. So it's been really stressing me out. And it's like, this has come at the right time just to help me almost. I know that sounds really sad, but
no, it's almost like paid his debt off, you know.
Yeah, like I think my hard work has really paid off because, you know, September, October, I've literally earned enough to not even buy a Costa coffee. Then it jumped up to about 60 quid and then, you know, maybe a few £100. So each month I've seen a bit of an increase. January, I was £270 and then that over tripled. I got February 700. Then, yeah, March was my best month so far at 1.3. And I've just smashed that in a week. So it's just...
That's really good. I mean, when you first came to me, I think your goal initially was like, was it £500 a month? Was it 1K a month? Something like that?
Yeah. I said, like, I'd love it if I could make £500 a month because for me, on top of my wage, another £500 is like, it's massive, isn't it? When, you're thinking, oh, that's an extra £500. We could put that towards holidays. Like, you know, we've got 4 teenagers. They are expensive. You know, my daughter, all her skincare. I mean, another bonus actually is all the samples that I've been getting. Medicube sent me a PR package a few weeks ago. They emailed me and asked if they could send me a package. Honestly, it had 19 Medicube products in it. And I just couldn't believe it. I thought, how is this my life at the moment? Like, honestly, all my stuff I've got here, I was counting all my creams and just everything the other day. And people keep contacting me and I was saying, oh, could you do this video? Could you do that? You know, would you like to collaborate? And it's amazing.
Almost feels like Christmas every day, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's really good. Like my cupboards, I need bigger cupboards now to store all my skincare products.
This is it, right? Like you get to a point where like, you know, you're getting so much PR and free stuff from brands that like you've kind of got to add that value onto how much you make a month because these might be products that you'd otherwise have to go out and buy and you
definitely
save money on that because TikTok Shop can pretty much give you everything from Wi-Fi's to water filters to, you know, every product on the market, right?
Absolutely. And this is how I kind of sell it to my partner because I'm saying, well, look how much I'm saving because I'm not having to buy shampoo and conditioner. I'm not having to buy beauty products. We recently got a water machine, like one of them water filter machines, the Watery, I think it's called. Got an ice machine. I've had a carpet cleaner, so many cleaning products. It's just ridiculous. Like Minky products. I love Minky. I've got a slight obsession. But now I'm running out of space to store it all because I don't know where I'm going to put it because I've got that much. But it's just fun doing all the videos for them as well, you know, like finding different ways, different angles, different videos. And although I'm trying to focus at the moment on my Dr. Malaxing, because that is like my bestseller, it's fun doing the other little videos in between and putting those on.
Yeah, of course, 100%. What do you think it was that kind of made you believe that you needed kind of like further help and guidance to get to the goals that you had with TikTok rather than doing it on your own?
I wasn't sure. Well, what I was doing right, if my account was okay, you know, when you just want somebody to be like, do you know what? No, that's crap. Oh, maybe not quite in those words, but look, this is where you could do better. This is what you're doing good at, and this is what you're not so good at. I just wanted, because I had no clue. It's like I was guessing all the time. I was doing a video, hoping that it was all right and just putting it out there. Whereas I think now, obviously the feedback I get during the calls, what I really like is that you're all very honest. honest. You say it how it is. Obviously it makes us laugh a bit sometimes, some of the things, it's just fun, you're really brutal, really honest, and give us tips and ideas, sometimes things that we might not have thought of, when you have a bit of a mental block almost, where you're like, oh, I feel like I've drained this and I don't know what other angle to do without repeating myself. And I know it's quite repetitive, but yeah, just having that guidance to tell you. I think I just needed reassurance and guidance say, try this angle, try that, or that is good what you're doing, focus more on that.
Just out of interest, kind of what made you trust us as opposed to maybe like anyone else that was out there offering help and services?
I'd seen your videos a bit more. I attended some of your free calls that you've done. Them classes that you've done. I'd attended one or two of those maybe. I just liked how you spoke. I liked your style. I just liked that you don't come across as like some of the others maybe come across a little bit arrogant. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. I think you just get a vibe, don't you, sometimes?
For sure.
For somebody, and I just liked your presentation and just how you kind of sold it almost and what you spoke about.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Following on from that though, I know obviously you were confident in kind of our ability. I remember we spoke about this and stuff because we've worked a little bit together before in the kind of lower tier community we had. But did you have any doubts before joining, or were you kind of quite nervous after you invested quite a big chunk into yourself? Or
I was a bit nervous. Like I think you always are nervous, are you? Because you think, what if it doesn't work? What if like I fail? But I think it's about having that confidence as well, isn't it? And just taking on all the feedback and just trying to better and improve yourself, really. But I think I'm just nervous and stressed about stuff anyway sometimes. But I thought if I don't make a change, nothing will change. 100%. That's kind of my view on it.
It kind of forces you to kind of commit to the learning aspect and the implementation of it as well. When you pay that money to someone, you're like, now I have to make this work. And I have to go all in with it as well, which is nice. Cool.
Absolutely.
This kind of made you feel like, this is different, and like this group is kind of better than the rest. I know you've not been in other groups, I don't think, for TikTok Shop, but is there anything that stands out about what you do inside the group?
What I love about this group is how we feel like a little family almost. It's a real nice little community. Everybody is so supportive. Like we cheer each other on, no matter how big or small your wins are, because when like new people come in, and like that was me a couple of months, I think, was it February maybe I started, so only months ago. And I remember saying, I've just got like a £20 day, and then like last week when I got a £330 day, and I'm thinking, geez, that's like how far I've come. But now seeing the others when they're like, oh, I've sold like 5 things today, or I've made £10, £20, whatever it is, it's just like amazing. And we're so happy for each other because we're all at those kind of different levels, but we've all been through it.
100%.
And I know how exciting it was when you hit that £20 day. And I remember saying to you, I want to hit like, I think I had them little goals where I was like, right, I want to hit a £70 week. Then it was like a £100 week. Then it was a £500 month. And you have all those little goals, and how exciting it is when you actually hit those. That's what I love about this group. Everybody is so lovely, so friendly, so supportive. And like you as coaches, you're always there for us. If we message you or anything like that, always come back to us with, really detailed, good feedback as well. And I think the calls every week keep us accountable as well.
Definitely. Yeah.
Because you've got to put your videos in and then, have your feedback. And I remember them the first one that I attended. Oh my God, I was so like, when my video was played, I was literally like, hiding. I was cringing so much. Whereas now I can sit there and listen to it. It's not quite as bad.
You get used to it. Following on from that as well, kind of, what do you think would have happened if you maybe stayed where you were and you didn't join us when you did back in the end of January?
I don't think I'd be where I am now. I mean, obviously you don't know, do you? But I can't see it. Like, what I like is just the community that we have, and it spares you on almost, because you think, well, they've just had like a £3,000 month. I want a £3,000 month. And you kind of watch and learn off each other as well. Like, you see each other's videos, you see each other's feedback. Now, I wouldn't have had that, if I hadn't have joined. So we all learn together really and move forwards together. So I honestly don't think I'd be where I am if I hadn't have, taken that chance.
Well, I'm glad you did. Yeah, was there kind of any specific moment so far that's made you kind of think like, oh, well, okay, this actually is starting to work now. This stuff does work. And if so, what was that? What was that moment for you?
Probably a couple of moments. I remember the first time I hit £100 day, and I was like buzzing with that. That was back, I think it was about beginning of March. That was. So I've been doing it, about a month, and I hit £100. I was just like, And then the other day when I was away on my hen do actually in Dublin, I made more that weekend than what I'd spent. And I hadn't posted once all weekend. So I come home and I'm checking it thinking, how have I just earned like all that? And so moments like that for me, I'm like, yeah, this is working. This is like, to earn more than what you've just spent on a weekend away is incredible. And then the other day when I hit my £600 in 2 days, that was like unreal.
Crazy. Yeah.
So, them kind of few moments stand out for me.
That's really good. That's what it's all about though, isn't it? It's about, that kind of passive feeling you get from the videos. Obviously you've got to put in the necessary work to get the videos going, but when they're posted, can make you money if you want to take a day off or take 2 days off or you're away for the weekend,
Yeah, definitely. And that's what I've noticed. You get these random videos, like my Dr. Malaxin one that's doing really well at the moment. That's bundle is going out of stock, they said. So I'm a bit freaking out, thinking, oh my God, I need to like focus on some other Dr. Malaxin bundles maybe. But that one, that didn't pick up until about 7 to 10 days after I posted it. And then all of a sudden, just overnight, I was getting all these sales come in. And I thought, Jesus, where'd they come from? But so it just shows sometimes you can post a video, and I've had some of them where it's not until about 6 weeks later that all of a sudden they're like picking up and then things start selling. So you can't, well, I can't predict at the moment what's going to do well and what's not. I just keep posting, trying different angles, trying different things. Sometimes they pick up, and
I love that.
Yeah.
What was just out of interest, like what was the first product that allowed you to hit your first kind of like £100 day? Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, I think it was when I started doing the sweetie bundles, and I'd only just randomly bought those because I'd seen a few other people doing them, and I thought, oh, I could do sweet bundles. So I got some sweets because I wanted them for our wedding anyway. So I thought, well, they're not going to go to waste, even though they'll probably get eaten before that. I'll just do some videos. And honestly, I've sold thousands and thousands of the packs of them. And that was when I first made, I mean, it was only really low commissions. That's the only problem with them. They're really low commission. I think it's like, 50p for the tenner trio and then £1 for the other one. So you do have to sell quite a lot. But that was just topping up like what I was earning anyway. And when you're selling such large volumes of them, it's just easy buys for people.
Yeah, I remember that weekend. I think I validated that product in the group, and you were the first one to jump on it. I said, look, it's trending right now. There's only 200 videos on it. If you get onto this early, you prioritize the visuals behind it because that's what sells sweets, is how they look. We'll get that kind of feeling from looking at them. You'll make a ton of money. And like you said, you jumped on it quick whilst there was no competition on the product, and you sold a lot.
Yeah, so that was definitely my best seller. In terms of quantity, not in terms of commission, like the Dr. Malaxin's high commission, like that's about £7 per bundle. So I did 40 of those the other day, but I've sold, quite a lot of those now. But together, that's just great things. Like on my page, I'm focusing more on, so it's like the beauty, sweet products. I've done a lot of like Dubai chocolates and the cake things and, the sweet things, and a few like cleaning housey products. So that's kind of my niche at the moment. That's what I've...
Definitely. Would you say as a creator, you prefer to prioritize products that have a good commission rate, but might be a little bit harder to sell? So it might give you £5-6 per sale, but obviously you don't convert at as high of a rate. Or do you prioritize products that have a lower commission, so maybe £1 to £2 per sale, but they sell a lot better and convert easier? Because I know you've done a mix of both of them.
Yeah, I've done I have done a mix, really, a bit of a mix of everything. Now, I must admit, I prefer obviously the high commission because you don't need to make as many sales and your money jumps up. But for me, it's probably a bit of a cop-out, but a mixture. Like, I definitely enjoy doing a bit of a mixture. So then I'm not relying heavily on the high commission ones, because it can be a bit disheartening when you're not making sales. You might only make a couple, then you get a few hours gap and a couple, one or two more, or you might not even make one that day if you're just doing high commission ones. So for me, I just think I've done a bit of a mixture, and I do a bit of a mixture of styles of videos. Well, I'm still trying to find what works best for me. Like, I was doing more BOF to start with, but now I've moved away from that a bit. A lot of mine are voiceovers now. I do some face to camera, but probably a lot of voiceovers, I'd say.
100%. Yeah, for sure. So what do you think kind of the single bit of advice was? If there was one thing that took you from those kind of £5-10 days, maybe all the way up to your biggest day, which was like, was it £300? What do you think the thing was that kind of changed for you to get you from that kind of position?
just try and focus on a product and really like nail your scripts, like look for those winning videos and just try and copy them. I think I was trying to not always create my own, but I was definitely jumping around a bit too much thinking, oh, I'll try that. Oh no, I'll try that. I'll try that. I'll try that. And it was Matt who'd sent me over a few of the accounts to follow. And he said, you know, this one's doing really well. Take inspiration from what she's selling. And I did one of her videos, which I'd done one of hers before and it never really, it picked up a bit, but not as good as this one. I remember putting this one in the group and you were all giving me like hints on how to improve it different, because it was the lighting, I think, was my main issue at that point. You know, you could see a few shadows on the table and so that's the one that I think, you know, took off really well. But yeah, just be consistent, focus on those winning products, and you've got to rinse them until you feel absolutely bored of them, haven't you? Like at the moment, I do feel a bit like, what can I do now? And that's what this group helps you with. Well, why don't you try this? Why don't you look at that? And you've got so many different people giving you those hints and tips that you keep coming up with ideas because of everybody.
You have that clarity on what needs to be kind of done, definitely, rather than having to kind of guess. For sure. Following on from that one as well, would you say, just out of interest, you know, honest answers only, but do you feel like TikTok Shop is kind of one of the biggest opportunities for middle-aged women to kind of quit their 9-to-5s or make a good income kind of on the side? And do you feel like it's something that every middle-aged woman can do?
Absolutely, 100%. Like me and my partner are only having this conversation tonight. He wants to maybe look at going part-time at work. I'm obviously like in the pipeline of doing part-time. And I was saying, you know, I said, my only worry is what if it don't work? But then I said, well, if it don't work, I'll just go back full-time. But I said, why wouldn't it work? Like at the moment, I've seen the jumps and seen every month how much it's improved, and it just compounds and keeps building and building. So why wouldn't that continue? Do you know? I'm learning more every day. I'm trying better. I'm more focused. So why wouldn't that work? But for women like me, you know, my age, mums, it is a perfect opportunity. Like, do you know what? What's helped me more than what money can even buy is it's helped with my confidence and my self-esteem. Like that is something that has really, really helped, because if you told me a year ago I'd be talking and doing videos and posting them on social media, I've said, you're absolutely out of your mind. There is no way I'm going to be doing that. I mean, I've had my daughter's friend, my children are like nearly 15 and 17. So their friends are obviously all over TikTok. They all follow me. They all comment on my stuff. They like my stuff. They share my stuff. They save it. And they literally keep saying, oh, I've seen your mum on TikTok. I've seen your mum all over TikTok. She's great. And all this lot. At first, my kids were a bit embarrassed about it. Like, oh my God, mum, all my friends have seen you. But now they've seen how much money I'm making. And they're like, oh, mum, it's ace. Like, it's so good. And money can't buy that, can it? Like, money cannot buy increased confidence and self-esteem. Like, I think that's something a lot of mums lose as well. Once you have kids, you lose your identity a little bit because you just become mum, don't you? And this has helped me become me a little bit again. Like, that's really helped. So I think that's something invaluable, really.
No, that's great to hear. And I'm really happy to know that's how you feel about it, which is good. And I mean, the more you enjoy it, the easier the process is of, you know, achieving financial success with it as well. What kind of style of videos perform best for you? Because again, I know you've tried quite a lot of different styles of videos, but what do you feel like is best suited for someone like yourself?
Well, I would say my two videos that have performed the best have both just been voiceover videos. You know, the one where I was demonstrating on my hand. So I've got the camera like down here and I was doing the products like lined up, like this is the steps you're going to use, the Dr. Malaxant products. And then I'm literally like demonstrating the products like that quite visually. Those videos have done quite well for me, where I'm quite visual and showing them and having things on the screen and bits and bobs. BOF videos for me, although they tick over and they do sell, they don't go viral, you know, just your little basic videos to music and things like that. However, like most days I'll sell from my BOF videos. You know, I'll have a couple of sales here and there every day. And I think, Jesus, I posted that like 3 months ago. And that's like, you know, the CBD gummies, like I've sold a few of them this past week off a video from months ago. So they're good to have, I think, in conjunction with your voiceover videos, I think, because then you're giving people the information and telling them how to use the products. But then you've also got like your sales, but like your BOF video that can like sell it on the deal kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like BOF's great for conversions, and also like top of funnel is good for educating people as well and getting the views and eyeballs onto the content. And I think if you can mix both of them together, it works really well. And they're both quite good content styles in the sense you can do a lot of volume with them, because with voiceover videos, you can batch record the B-roll, the footage, and you can reuse that for multiple videos. And BOF is just like simple, quick kind of film the product and put some text on, takes 2 minutes videos, which works really well for what you do and the fact that you're doing it part-time as well. Amazing. I mean, so how differently do you kind of approach your content now, and how much easier is it to kind of get videos out than it was when you started in September?
So much easier. Like, I feel I can do it a bit quicker. Like I finished work today at 5 and I sat and I'd already done some B-roll footage. So I was just getting my script together and I did my voiceover for it. And literally 20 odd minutes, I've banged a video out and put it on. So it didn't take me very long. And I feel, I mean, it's so hard doing voiceovers because I struggle, I think, with sounding like I'm talking to a friend. And I'm not as like, you know, it's like some of the people that are on TikTok, like some of them are just so good at how they speak, like really energetic, really like full of life. And when I try I listen back and I think maybe I just need to sound a bit calmer, like I am just talking normally. And so I have tried different things and I'm still working on that because that's something I do find a little bit harder.
That's fair.
But the visuals and things, I feel I'm getting better at, you know, like I'm getting much better at CapCut and everything, like when you zoom in on products and having my lighting and all my little, trying to get my aesthetic shots. Definitely trying to like work better on them.
So. I know, yeah, for sure. You're quite a big fan of our progress tracker that we built into the program, aren't you? So kind of following on from that as well, do you feel like as an affiliate, tracking your kind of progress and your days, like what we do inside the program is quite an important thing to do? Do you enjoy doing it?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I'm such a geek when it comes to figures, numbers, everything. I mean, my little tracker, every day I screenshot it, send it to ChatGPT, and I ask it to add my totals up, and I'll say, maybe for a bit of an ego boost, but how do you think I'm doing?
Yeah, that's good.
And he says to me like, oh, that's a really strong month. But because it remembers everything, it compares it to your previous figures and then says, you know, maybe you need to focus and double down on your Dr. Malaxin. And it's everything that kind of you guys tell me anyway, but you just kind of got it there and it'll give you different hook ideas and different things to try. And so I found it really useful because I can see when my strongest days were. And then I look back onto my TikTok account and think, what was it that made all that money? Like, why was that day only 15 quid? Or, you know, I can kind of track it that way. So I'd keep a track of all my totals.
It's really useful for us as well, you know, having you guys submit that once a week to us so we can kind of review your progress, make sure that you're kind of actually progressing rather than regressing, and we can sort of see where you're struggling, how you rate your days, how many videos you posted, and look at all the relevant data that is usually associated with how well you're doing. But it's good fun for both yourself and us as coaches. We like looking at your charts.
No, it's definitely good. It's something I really enjoy doing.
What would you say that most kind of mums or people that are getting into TikTok shop that are sort of similar to yourself kind of get wrong from the get-go? Is there anything in particular that you see is like a common kind of issue with people doing TikTok shop that are similar to you?
I mean, sometimes you watch videos, don't you? You just think, oh my God, like they look like they're sat in the dark. Or, you know, it's just there are loads of gaps in between their sentences, because I know that's something that you've kind of drilled into us. Sure. You know, get rid of the space, get rid of the fluff, you know, really cut down those spaces. And you watch some people and they're just like, so I've got like this and it's really good, and you just think, oh my God, have I been like that? Maybe, and I mean, obviously I don't judge or don't comment, but you think, oh, maybe I was like that when I first started, or
100%.
You just don't know, do you? But I think you learn, don't you, by watching other people, and you see them and think, oh God, I'm got to make sure I don't do that. But I think definitely just things like lighting, definitely the big gaps, probably just product selection as well.
Yeah.
Because some people post such random stuff and you think, what is that? So, but I did exactly the same, just kept posting different things instead of trying to be, and I'm guilty of it now, but I'm trying to be more focused on Dr. Malaxin and at least post every day on Dr. Malaxin.
100%. I think it is really a case, I massively agree with you on that. And it's like a lot of people have the dead space between the videos or the lighting's bad and they're not putting enough effort into the kind of filming. But yeah, with the product stuff, I totally agree. You know, there's products that are pleasurable but don't really solve anything, don't serve any purpose.
Yeah.
Are maybe products, but there's also products that are like on the other side of that people need, hit real pain points, and those are the ones that, like, if you focus on, you'll make a lot more money for it because people want their problems and pain solved and they're prepared to pay for it. Whereas the pleasure it's like, oh, maybe I'll get this, it's kind of cool, but I don't need it. And you got to find the products with the biggest need and the people that need them the most.
Yeah, definitely.
So what would kind of old Lisa think of where you're currently at now? So if Lisa in September could see how much you're doing on TikTok right now, what do you think she'd say and what do you think she'd feel like?
Oh my God, just proud, like really, really happy, because I think I was doubting myself so much. Although I had that motivation and that drive that I wanted to do well, you're still there. You've got that little voice in the back of your head thinking, can I do it? Do I look stupid? What are people going to think? And, you know, you think of all these things, don't you? And once it started working, I mean, my partner's he's really supportive anyway. And I tell him everything. Like every day, he's like, how much have you got today?
Nice.
So he's always there boosting me on, and he's like, says how proud of, you know, he is of me every day at the moment. He's like, it's amazing, you've done so well. But yeah, definitely me from September, she'd honestly be over the moon. Just really proud of where I've got to right now. And the fact that I've remained consistent and not given up, even April was a tough month.
Yeah.
The first 3 weeks, honestly, I made like £400-500 in the first 3 weeks of April. And I'm thinking, oh my God. But then I made that same amount. I made £500 in the last week.
Yeah.
So I was literally a couple of quid short of £1,000 in April. But that first 3 weeks, I was thinking, oh, that's it. Like, I can't do this. I'm rubbish. What am I doing wrong? And you do have all these self-doubt things, but I've just got to remain focused and just think it's a journey that fluctuates. Everybody gets pushed, I think, at different times, and I'm starting to understand that. So I keep thinking if I'm having a quiet time, it might not be my content. It might, although I keep trying different things and it possibly is my content. But when everybody else was in that same position and saying it, I thought, well, if everyone else is like that, maybe it's all right. Just keep going.
For sure. I know you mentioned your husband's kind of success, but like, if we can go deeper on that, how does it make him feel that, you know, seeing you do so well on TikTok on the side?
It's funny because when he watches my videos, like he puts them on a night, and he'll sit there on the sofa and he'll start playing one. I can hear my voice, and he's just there looking at me with this smile on his face. And at first I would be like, stop it, don't play, I don't want to hear myself. Whereas now I'm like, do you like it? What do you think? Yeah. And I'm much more confident now with him listening to it. But he's seen it work now. So he's like, I can't believe it. You know, you're doing amazing. I'm so proud of you. And, you know, it's great. Whereas I cringe like mad in the thought of anybody seeing me. Whereas people at work see me now. Yeah. They're all saying how great it is. And funny enough, somebody only messaged me yesterday from work saying, oh my God, it's you. Wow. It's amazing. And
what did your kind of husband think when you first started, though, as opposed to obviously, you know, seeing your success now? Was he always confident in your ability to make it work?
Well, I was telling him how much I said, look, people can make loads on TikTok. They're doing really well. And he was like, oh, really? He wasn't like, it's ridiculous or anything like that. He was just like, go for it, babe, you know. Do it. Yeah. And then when I told him I made my first sale, he was like, oh, wow. And then I think he's become more excited by it. Every time I have like a good day or a good week or anything like that, he's just like, oh my God, it worked. I think he's more surprised than me because I've been watching it for months and thinking, you know, like when the cogs are turning and you're thinking about it, thinking, should I do this or can I do this? Yeah. He just saw, I kept it quiet then and didn't really tell him. And it wasn't till like I'd started doing it and I said, I started doing TikTok shop, and he was like, so what is it? So then it was kind of new for him, and he was a bit like, well, tell me about it then. And now, I mean, I was going to put a video in, I was going to show you. He's done a video for me.
Oh, really?
So I got some, because we both cycle. So some of the samples that I got, you know, like the gel bars and the protein bars and things like that, I've been getting quite a lot of those. So he took a protein cookie and a gel bar out with him, and he cycled on it. He propped his phone up on a bench and he cycled up to it. Nice. And then he's leaning in and he's showing into the camera and has a bite. Then he's ripping off his gel bar and doing it, and I was like, that is amazing. I was like, thank you.
That's awesome. So if you kind of didn't join us when you did, what kind of mistakes do you feel like you would still be making to this day?
Probably the gaps. I probably didn't even think about that before. I just wouldn't have known about, start the video straight away with movement, with speech, with text. There has to be that hook at the beginning. Like, I'm still trying different things. Like the other day I was walking through a door and I phone apart. I do different things. I am trying with that. But I wouldn't have known that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Do you know, like I just wouldn't have known anything about that. Like lighting, that's obviously a big one. I hadn't really thought too much about that at the beginning. And like framing of your video and things like that. That's it. I came in here and I'm like, am I in the middle? Am I all right? Because you don't. And now I make such an effort to try and have my products there in the middle. And it's just all those little details, isn't it, that you think of and try and be conscious of, which I wouldn't have had a clue before.
That's right.
And that's why I wanted the help. Because I didn't know what I was doing wrong or right.
That's it. I think it's like there's a lot of information out there for free, but it's like it's the real implementation of that as well. It's like being able to look at your videos time and time again and like tell you if it's brutally wrong or if it's actually fixed, because oftentimes it takes one video to build a habit of doing something successfully. But yeah, for sure. That's great to know. So kind of what was it that kind of finally got you over the edge to make the decision to join? I know it wasn't like a tug of war kind of thing. You were quite lenient to getting the help you thought you needed. But what was it that kind of made you think, yeah, this is for me?
I mean, I'm one of them people that I think about something and then if I want to do it, I just go for it. I just do it. I didn't really sit on the fence too much. I sat in your call that night and I was watching it and I'm thinking, I'm ready. I think I want to do this. I want to do this. It was sort of the one-to-one help, the reviewing your videos and all of that. And I thought it was just what I needed at that time.
Right.
I was like, this is what I need. So I suppose that kind of tipped me over because you were hitting all my pain points, weren't you? Of what I was struggling with. So,
well, so far, has it met your expectations? Has it exceeded them? How have you found everything inside so far?
Yeah, I found it really useful, really helpful. The feedback, it's not just like a couple of lines of feedback either, even if you give us written feedback, it's so long. Like you'll talk about the hook, the lighting, the CTA, just everything in it. And so you get really detailed feedback. We've obviously got our individual like one-to-one tickets that we can, I don't reach out too much actually. I don't think I'm that needy.
Exactly. I think the fact that we have 3 calls a week is good because it removes the need of having to reach out so much, because we solve a lot of the problems people have throughout them calls, so they can kind of things. But obviously, whenever you guys need us, the one-to-one channels are there for, whenever.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. 100%. And like we've got the wins channel, which is really good. Like whenever any of us have any of our wins, we put that in there, and obviously our general chat.
That's right.
And they're invaluable, really. I really like it. I feel like you're all a kind of a group of friends now, when we're like, ooh, and they've done that today, that's amazing. So no, it's really nice.
No, it's great to know. I really appreciate that. So what would you say to someone that's maybe debating whether or not to kind of invest in themselves, whether it's this group or maybe another one? Would you say that it's something that's maybe necessary to kind of hit your goals on TikTok Shop faster?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I can't say what would have happened if I hadn't have joined, but I do feel I mean, my figures speak for it themselves, really, like how much I've accelerated within the last couple of months. So absolutely, do I think that if you are serious about improving on TikTok and quicker as well, I know everybody can learn, but actually learning those skills properly and quickly from other people who are doing it already and doing it really well.
That's right.
I think it's really important, but it depends how you want to invest in yourself, doesn't it? And that's something I think a lot of people struggle with. Like, people don't always want to invest in themselves, do they?
No.
For me, it was I wanted to make a change. Everything work was hard, so I wanted to make that change.
Get the results, doesn't it? I think that
definitely.
I think I would say, if I'm honest, that you're more than capable of probably getting them on your own. But is it going to take you a year or two longer? Who knows? It's impossible.
Exactly, and I don't. And I think people probably lose motivation, don't they? If it takes too long,
they do,
and they're not seeing those results quickly. Like those first few months for me, like back end of last year, horrendous. £0 month as well, 0 month, then £3 odd, then 50 odd. It was slow.
It forces you. Go back to what I was saying earlier as well. It forces you to commit, so you almost can't quit. And it's like, if you get on this goal of making this work, do something that's going to force you to not be able to quit, and put you in a position where you're going to be most capable, or give you the best chance of being capable of achieving that whatever goal it is.
Absolutely.
100%. So is there kind of like a specific type of person that you feel like would benefit the most from the inner circle? Because I know it's not for everybody. We don't, cater to every affiliate. We're not really working with beginners. Do you feel like there's a certain sort of level of affiliate, a certain age range, or maybe a certain gender that would kind of fit best to it? Or do you feel like it appeals to quite a few people?
I would probably say somebody that, like you say, is already maybe doing TikTok stuff affiliate, has a bit of experience, but is maybe feeling a bit stuck. That's where I was. So I'm thinking maybe somebody who is feeling a little bit stuck, and certainly like middle-aged people. Like there are some middle-aged people on there, me included. But I just think you will get so much out of it, like so much benefit. And we watch each other's videos and accounts and things. So especially mums, like obviously I'm going to cater towards mums and advocate for them and everything because, I am one. Yep. But I just think it's massive for our confidence and self-esteem as well, having that help and support there. It's been really, really invaluable.
That's right. No, for sure. I think it's there's probably a bit of a misconception with the group before people come into it, and they think that there's going to be lots of people kind of my age, a little bit younger guys. But I would say that the large majority of the people are between the age of like 25 and 60, and we've probably got more.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably 50-50 actually with women and men. It's very 50-50, isn't it? Yeah. What would you, if there was one bit of advice you could tell someone who is stuck where you were in September, what would that kind of thing be to get them from where they are back then to where you are now?
Get on one of your courses.
Fair enough.
Go on one of those, learn about it, just absorb all the support and help that you can get, really. Stay consistent. But yeah, definitely, I think you need, not everybody's different and not everybody will need the help, I suppose. But if you're really serious about progressing and, becoming a TikTok shop affiliate who's doing really well, I think take a chance, invest 100%. In yourself.
So yeah, what's next for you now, Lisa? Kind of where do you see yourself in the next 6 to 12 months? What's your next goal?
Well, this month I was aiming for $2,000, but I'm already 1.6.
Nice.
So, just over about 1.7, I think it is. So I think I might smash my $2,000 goal this month.
Great.
I do want a 10 grand month by the end of the year. Probably. I'd say by the end of the year, that's what I want. And I'm going to achieve it. I'm absolutely going to do it.
I truly believe in you. And I look forward to coming back to this again.
Watch this space. I will hit a 10 grand month by the end of the year.
Love that.
If not sooner, but no, that is absolutely my aim. But all I can say is I'm just enjoying this journey so much. And just the support as well from the group is just, unmatched, really.
I'm really happy for you, Lisa, and it's been great speaking. And thank you very much for all the value you have gave us on this call tonight. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries.